How different are MD and chiropractor-driven functional medicine practices? Eric Goldman's got the answer at the Functional Forum.
So just for those of you who don't know me or the publication, this is Holistic Primary Care. There's copies on your seats. If you want more information about that, speak to me afterwards. James mentioned we do this Heal by Practice conference that's coming up in October. So if you want a good excuse to come out to Southern California, that's that. Okay, so the survey. So it was a 36-question survey, and if any of you did answer it online, thank you very much for taking the time to do that. We got responses from 652 clinicians. Whoops, sorry, I'm hitting the wrong button here. It was mailed out to about 18,000 via email, classic Survey Monkey kind of deal. 650 plus respondents, nice number set to work with. A little over half of them were what I would call conventionally trained, so either MDs or DOs or nurses by training. And the rest were chiropractors, naturopaths, and a smattering of other sorts of healthcare professionals. And when we asked what sort of type of practice setting are you in, just to give you a sense of what it looks like out there. I don't know why that's advancing. I'm not touching anything. So about 2/3, say, are in small group practices or solo practices. And so probably a lot like you guys, working in small systems. Some of them are in larger systems, but as you'll see, holistic or functional practice is a bit restricted when you're in a large system. So we asked them what term best describes their mode of practice. A lot of people identifying as, why does that keep doing that? Okay, a lot of people identify as mixed or integrative, which means they're sort of half in the box, half out of the box. They're taking some steps out of a conventional insurance-based model. 16% identify as functional medicine, and then 22% are identifying as holistic. Not too many these days, at least in our cohort, are identifying as allopathic or conventional. What are they doing in their practices? Lots of nutrition counseling. 85% say they're doing nutrition counseling. 76% say they're doing stress management. 53%, well over half, are doing botanicals. So again, very encouraging general signs of the shift, at least among the cohort that looks at holistic primary care. Holistic modalities. Here's where the convergence starts to come in. Not a whole lot of difference between the people who started life as MDs or DOs and the people who started life as chiros, naturopaths, etc., in terms of what they're actually doing in their practices. The MDs say, they're slightly more likely to be doing nutrition counseling. Non-MDs slightly more likely to be doing homeopathy as part of their practices. That's not too surprising. But overall, there was very similar patterns in terms of what they're incorporating in their practices. Attitudinal questions here. I believe dietary changes and nutritional interventions are a fundamental part of the care of patients with chronic disease. 91% agree with that statement. So again, nutrition-based medicine becoming a part of clinical practice across the board. Very few people disagreeing with that. I believe supplements and natural products have a role in the treatment of common chronic diseases. A lot of people are agreeing with that. So supplements really are becoming a major part of the toolkit for a lot of practitioners. This is just a question about concerns about quality and safety. So there are some concerns about what's out there in the supplement market. Very understandable. Now, a little over half the practices are currently dispensing in the office. And that's been going up steadily over the years. When we first started looking at it, it was down around 29%. Now it's up to 50%. What are they using supplements for? These are among the people who dispense. The biggie was chronic inflammation. Not surprising given the core principles of functional medicine. That was true whether they were MDs or DOs or anybody else. People using them for inflammation, immune system support, arthritis and joint kind of stuff. Quite a bit of people using them for, what does that say? Sleep. Yeah, sleep and osteoporosis. And gut health was a biggie. And so those are the big five right there. And again, not a whole lot of difference between MDs and DOs, conventionally trained people, and non-MDs and DOs in terms of how they're using things. There are a few differences. MDs are more likely to be using them for cancer prevention than the non-MDs, a little bit more for arthritis. But overall, the patterns are very, very similar in terms of how they're dispensing, what they're dispensing for.
Thanks so much for watching, and for more great clips like this, please subscribe to our YouTube channel.
I've created a special free video just for you. It's called the 5 Steps to Becoming a Leader in Your Wellness Community, and it'll give you some of the starting points on how to position yourself as the leader in your zip code of your health community. All you have to do is click on the link below.